Good morning. So I am showing you one of our new projects. Somebody in our town was getting rid of this aquaponic system. The cats. The cats are always everywhere. Anyways, so my husband took it apart, got it loaded. The guy told him a little bit about this system since it's specific to him, and we are going to get it put together and converted from hydroponic to aquaponic, and we're going to get some of our fish that we have locally. My husband was thinking of minnows, maybe some other local fish, we'll see. But we're going to get that started probably in the summer or the springtime. Since we're not completely ready to have it put up, we don't have a greenhouse or a high tunnel. But I am super excited, and I've been researching about it, and I love having growing options. And since we're talking about vegetables, let me show you what's growing so far, or still growing, in the garden. We still have some watermelon coming up. We did open one and it wasn't completely ripe, but it still tasted good, and it's still flowering, so maybe it'll do some more watermelon before we have our first frost. I think that's in the end of October, maybe the beginning of November. My husband made me another planter box. We had salvaged some deck wood, so he made these boxes for me, and what I do is I put some landscaping fabric if I have it. I think this might have been frost fabric, and I put that under the bottom, and then I put hay, a layer of hay, since we have a ton of hay from last fall and it's kind of decomposing, and I use that as filler, and then I get some bags of dirt and topsoil and fill that in. So this box that Archimedes is on was, I think it was like a shelf or something, and we were going to just burn it, get rid of it, and I realized, well, if I turn it over, I can put something can grow in it, so I went ahead and did that and filled it the same way as I fill the other ones. I haven't put anything in it yet, though, so I haven't decided what's going to go in there, but what is growing in this bed is we've got little fennel and dill. So that's pretty exciting. My middle son loves fennel, and I couldn't get it to grow this summer, so I'm hoping this will grow in time for him to be able to munch on it. He really loves eating the fennel leaves. And I cook with the bulbs occasionally. Okay, and then in this bed, a lot of the seeds moved around, and I didn't have as much dirt as I had wanted, but I went ahead and planted anyways. And mushrooms, those, I don't know what kind of mushrooms they are, but I guess it means the soil's good. I'm just going to leave them alone. These just started sprouting up. Some kale, a different type of kale. Some purslane, I don't know what that was in the mix of, but it gets to grow. Some lettuce, more lettuce, and beets. And there's some beets there as well. So they're all in their own little areas for now. I'm going to see where there's space, and I'm going to do another sowing of seeds. And this is that I was given some plants by a friend, and I can't remember the name of this. I'll have to look through my messages, but it smells really good, and it's a culinary perennial. So I put this here. Actually, she gave me a lot, and I divided them throughout the garden, so they're in a lot of different spaces in the garden. But yeah, so that's how things are growing over here, and some of the loofahs are ready, so let's look at that. Okay, so we're over here with the loofahs, and I know it looks like a lot is dead, but I think what has mainly died is the bean plant that was here. See if we can see any. Yep, right here. So the loofah plant is still doing its gourds. This one's getting ready to turn. This one up here was one of the first ones, so that's the one we're going to pick today and open up and see the loofah inside. There's also some of the bell peppers. I think they're bell peppers. They're really good. Are doing their thing. They're still growing. I had these planted in the ground in the back of my yard, and I just couldn't get to them to water, so I dug them up, and they're in pots right now. I know that's probably not the best for them, but hey, they're still doing their things. Like this one's gotten heavy with some peppers. All right, so let's get, oh, and then look at this. I think we may get a few cucumbers. This cucumber plant really took off. I know I got one cucumber earlier this season. But yeah, all right, let's see. These guys are all tangled up on each other. I want this one, so I'm gonna try and twist and turn it out. Let's see. Oh, that's really... Okay. Probably not the best way. Maybe I should have used a knife. But there is that loofah. All right, let's take this over to the table and open it up. Oh, and look, and the tomatoes are trying to do something too. A few of them. And the basil is wanting to flower, so I'm gonna pinch that back. So let's see what's inside of this loofah. That is just the coolest thing to me. I wish I knew how to make soaps, because I would make little scrubby loofah soaps, and I don't know, maybe I'll learn how to make soaps. But so I learned that you let them turn brown like this, then it's so much easier to get them out. And you can see inside all the little seeds. So I'm just gonna let this sit inside since it's a rainy day and dry off, and that is my first loofah, hopefully one of many. I am back real quick, and it looks like I figured out how to get the seeds out. So there's kind of an opening there. See the rows? And it looks like maybe if I kind of do a little squeeze and do a little tap, they will come out that way. And then I can save these for next year, because I absolutely love growing loofahs. They did so well. I don't know if we had any pest issues with them. So that was a pretty, yeah, they're just coming out cool. All right, so tips and tricks. Loofahs are awesome, and save your seeds. All right, thanks guys.